But we're all going to watch this game, I believe, and the Bears are favored in it by 3.5 points. We don't know exactly who their quarterback is going to be. Justin Fields could be out with his rib injury. Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, could be starting, which either way, as a Lions fan, you understand it really doesn't matter who they start at quarterback. They have a potential to have a big game. But overall, how are you guys feeling about going into Thursday? Would you rather have Fields or Dalton to play against, and then we'll stay on the quarterbacks? Would you rather have Goff or Boyle starting for us?
Hey, listen, honestly,
I want to know Joink's path for Lions to win. All right, because for me, it's like it doesn't matter if you don't let them play. You know, what are you protecting them from? You got no wins. You know, it doesn't matter what the message is coming out because it's confusing. So I don't think it matters who you play against. And what's the sense of starting a guy if you're not going to let him off the leash when there's nothing to lose?
Right.
I'll tell you this: after seeing the performance of Boyles last week, I don't think you can go either way. You can, you have a guy throwing 15 for 23 for 77 yards.
Woohoo!
It's like, it looked like Jared Goff the previous
same
week.
thing.
It's the same thing as Jared. So I don't look at us and say, you know what, one quarterback's going to give us the opportunity to win. I think they both give us the opportunity to have the first overall pick next year. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I care about. Because but this is one of the games that I said that we will be winning. Like, I think we will split with the Bears, and I think what they're going through with, the head coach losing the locker room and in jeopardy of being fired in the middle of the season, which hasn't been done in that franchise in, I think, 101 years. Can you pull up that, and just make sure I'm not mistaken, can you pull that up for us real quick, Sawyer?
And that's a great point, too, because if you want to get your coach fired, where that tweet stick, can you read that?
Yeah, it says an overwhelming number of Bears players want Matt Nagy gone. League sources says, quote, he lost some of the locker room last season, but now it's gone, one source adds. One key holdup, no HC head coach in a 101-year franchise has ever been let go during the season.
Well, you know what the best way to get your coach fired? Best way to get your coach fired.
Lose
to the Lions. No, not just lose. Lose to the Lions on Thanksgiving in front of the whole nation.
And I'm going to tell you this. This is one of the biggest games. You have nothing to do. This is the day when you kick your feet back and you just watch sports and you eat food, right? This is what you do. This is Thanksgiving. So after Thanksgiving game, when I used to play, I would play the game, shower, go home, and then I'll go home and I'll watch the Dallas game. But when I get home, all the food is already done. I'm grabbing my plate, I'm watching the game, and by halftime, I'm waking up, and then it's great because you have the kids running around, you hear a little bit of noise, you hear laughter, and you're waking up around the fourth quarter, the last 3-4 minutes of the game, and then you're watching the game, and then so this is the day you have the whole nation watching because there's nothing else to do.
Right.
And then you lose to the Lions, a team that hasn't won the entire year. The only winless team in the entire NFL. You lose on national television in front of the whole world. And that's the way you get your coach fired.
Yeah, well, Nagy, to me, last year, and here's a fun graphic for you. The Lions are guaranteed to have a losing season for the 4th year in a row. Thank you, Matt Patricia. We appreciate you because 9-7 wasn't good enough. Sorry, we can go away from that. But either way, Matt Nagy, to me, lost it last year when you sub out a quarterback who's undefeated. They were 3-0 to start the season last year with Mitch Trubisky starting at quarterback. Now, I know Mitch Trubisky is not moving mountains, but when you're undefeated and you make a change, it almost seems like you're making the change for the sake of change. You're not doing it for the betterment of your team because how much better can you get than undefeated? So that's when, to me, Nagy should have lost his job the minute he made that change last year and went to Nick Foles.
Well, I mean, that's just, you mentioned what we talk about Mitch Trubisky, but he looked good in this Lions uniform, but not
against us. He killed us.
No, but I'm just saying, look at what we're talking about. Tim Boyle, we haven't even brought up David Blau. If he can't even get in where he's supposed to be the backup, what's going on there? I mean, it seems like it's almost they're not trying to solve that position by going out, or the Joint said they have guys come in at all different positions throughout weeks on Mondays and all this. You would expect that they'd at least have a quarterback. So, I mean, it's just sort of weird, but the more that I think about it, right, it'll be interesting to see the Chicago Bears, their engagement. right, as a team if they're not there. And this is absolutely, if this stuff's going around in the media, the guys in the locker room know this.
Right.
You know, the coaches know this, everything else. So they're going to try to jump on it early, and we will see by Chicago's effort for sure. But if they want to I think if anybody wants to get the coach fired, go lose to the Lions.